Good morning. I'm guest host Imran Chaudhry, and today we're joined by Delegate Steve Shannon, who is the Democratic nominee for Attorney General in this year's upcoming Virginia general election. Welcome to Darshan, Delegate Shannon.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. So you're currently a member of the House of Delegates representing the 35th District?
Yes, I represent 35th District. It's basically about half of Tyson's Corner, the town of Vienna, Oakton, and then I jump over Fairfax City and I take the portion of Fairfax that surrounds the Fairfax Government Center. It's about 80,000 people within 14 square miles, and it's just been an honor to represent these folks down in the General Assembly over the past 6 legislative sessions.
So why are you running for Attorney General?
I'm running to try to make Virginia a safer place for all of our families to call home. And at this important time, I think that means a couple things. First, we need to make sure that our kids and our grandkids are safe on the internet, safe from adult predators who, quite frankly, go on our chat room, they pretend they're children, and they actually prey upon our kids and our grandkids. Second, I think it's critically important that we have an Attorney General who is making sure that the gangs are out of our schools and out of our communities so that we have drug-free communities. Third thing is that in this difficult economy, it's really important that we have an Attorney General who works to make Virginia a business-friendly place. And that means that we need to protect our citizens from market-based frauds, scams on the internet, particularly our senior citizens and those who are particularly vulnerable. We need an Attorney General who's there fighting for them. And that's why I'm running.
You've mentioned the internet a number of times, and you've got a strong history being a public advocate for child safety. How did you get involved in that area?
A couple of years back, my wife Abby learned about a program called the Amber Alert program. It was founded down in Texas. It's named after a little girl who had just a horrific thing happen to her. She had been abducted and murdered. And Virginia didn't have an Amber Alert program, a child safety initiative where all of us go about looking for anyone's child when that child is reported missing. And Abby and I can remember on a Saturday morning in our kitchen, we were talking about it, and we said, we want to bring the Amber Alert to Virginia. We think this is going to save children's lives. And what we found is that there were a lot of other people in Virginia who believed in these types of common sense child safety programs. And so we co-founded what became known as the Metropolitan Washington Amber Alert program back in 2001. And the lessons I learned representing those kids in the courtroom, the lessons I learned from trying to put together Virginia's first Amber Alert program, is that people don't really care when it comes to public safety whether you're a Democrat or a Republican or an independent. They want somebody who's going to fight for them, who's trying to find common sense solutions. And that's really why I'm running for Attorney General.
We realize how the governor has a pivotal role. The lieutenant governor essentially steps in when needed. But how does the Attorney General impact daily lives of Virginians?
The Attorney General is one of 3 statewide elected positions. There's the office of the governor, the office of the lieutenant governor, and the office of the Attorney General. The Attorney General is the general counsel to all of the executive agencies or departments. So, the Board of Education, the Department of Motor Vehicles, the Virginia Department of Transportation, the Department of Corrections, all of our 4-year public universities, our 2-year community colleges. That's really where the rubber hits the road, where I'm working with folks in the public sector every day, trying to make sure that government is more efficient and more responsive. On the public safety side, the General Assembly has given the Attorney General a lot of authority to prosecute crimes, for example, internet crimes. And it is really important that we have an Attorney General who has been a prosecutor, who understands how to prosecute cases, how to put cases together. And so that's a second area that's critically important. Third, the Attorney General is responsible for handling all of the criminal appeals from the cases that come out of the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office. Now, in most cases, the Commonwealth's Attorney is the chief prosecutor for a case. That's the person who shows up before the jury. When someone is found guilty, cases are oftentimes appealed, and it would be my office that has the responsibility for representing the state through the appellate process. In addition to that, the Attorney General is the advocate for the consumer. The Attorney General is to appear before the State Corporation Commission, particularly with issues dealing with utility rates, and advocate on behalf of the consumer. And finally, the Attorney General is general